And ladies and gentlemen, after a slight delay due to technical problems with Filmora, we're going to return to our great follower of the channel, John Walco's very interesting requests for key and important horror movies he's watched over the years. Now, this one is kind of unique because it was a horror movie on the screen and off the screen, or like a thriller. The movie itself was never released theatrically. It was a Canadian tax-funded movie. Now, this comedy thriller film was written and directed by T.Y. Drake, and it's called The Keeper. It starred the great Christopher Lee of Hammer fame in the title role. The film was never released theatrically on television. Now, again, directed and written by T.Y. Drake, with a story by David Koenig and Donald Wilson, produced by Wilson, starring Christopher Lee, Tel Schreiber, Sally Gray, Ross Vezerian, and Ian Tracy. Cinematography by Doug McKay, and edited by Sally Patterson and George Johnson. Music by Eric Holt. Now, the production companies was actually the original Lionsgate Productions, and of course the Canadian Film Development Corporation, and we'll get that into a second because it was a very interesting tax way for productions. Now, this eventually ended up being shown on CBS, which was very big on the TV movie of the week. Now, in this one, Christopher Lee is the keeper, the sinister and crippled administrator of the secluded and exclusive Underwood Asylum in 1947 British Columbia, where the community's wealthiest families have entrusted their mentally disturbed relatives to his unique care. Sounds like an interesting movie. However, these families soon began to die under grisly and unusual circumstances, leaving large inheritance to the keeper's deranged patients. Now, it seems like a cross of A Night Gallery, Twilight Zone. Now, I only saw a few minutes of this movie in passing in a Christopher Lee tribute documentary many years ago, but it's from what my friends have told me, it's a very fun movie. Now, Dick Driver, Tel Schreiber, is the PI hired by the mysterious client to investigate Underwood Asylum, and he soon discovers the connection between the keeper's therapy and the millionaire's death. Now, it premiered in April 1976, but eventually showed up on CBS December 19th, 1985. Now, with a running time of 88 minutes, the total budget of $135 Canadian is shown pretty well shown to its best extent on the screen. Now, it was filmed on a budget of only $135,000 over a 23-day period from October 1st to 24th, 75. Now, again, T.Y. Drake first became involved in the production as a writer, called in for a rewrite after original proposal had been made to the CFDC by the producer Wilson. Now, when the original director left the production, the project was later resubmitted with Drake as the director, and he accepted. Although, again, never released theatrically and shelved for nearly a decade, The Keeper went straight to television and finally premiered, get this, on December 19, 1985 as part of the CBS late movie. CBS was picking up a lot of Canadian packages. In 87, the film was released on VHS by Interglobal Home Video and has long been out of print. Now, is it in the public domain? John could tell probably better than I could, and John can put some background on that. Now, again, it's not a bad movie, but the idea is it was hit and miss. Like Dooney Kravitz came a few years before with Dustin Hoffman and Randy Quaid, and that was sort of the grandparent of all these tax break movies. When I say tax break movies, they're giving so much money to not only film the movie in Canada, but to hire Canadian actors. And I don't think they hired many Canadian actors, but Christopher Lee had such a respect amongst Canadian tax people in production. But you're filming a movie for 3 weeks with Christopher Lee for 135,000 Canadian. You're getting what you pay for. Other than Lee, it would have been nice maybe to have a couple of the strong Canadian character actors in the movie as well. But to my memory, I think it's one of the first horror movies ever filmed in Vancouver, starring a major actor like Christopher Lee. So if you can find it out there, if anybody's listening to this podcast, let me know where it can be found in the public domain. It might show up on various myriad, independent channels. I haven't seen it on CHCH either, or any of the Checks or the independent channels. You guys let me know. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the latest in our John Walco podcast. Let us know what you think. Want to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Bye.